Gentleman from Utah, Mr. Chaffetz.
Madam Secretary, thank you for being here. You said you disagreed with the GAO analysis of the percentage of the border that's secure. What percentage of the border do you think is secure?
Oh, I think that having lived
just looking for a number. I got to go very quickly.
Having lived and worked on that border most of my life, I say it's as secure as it's ever been, but it is an ongoing project.
You don't have a percentage?
Well, I would say it is very secure.
Okay. When did you first speak with Eric Holder about Fast and Furious?
I don't believe I've ever spoken with Eric Holder about Fast and Furious.
How many agents, since you've taken office, how many of your agents have been killed in the line of duty?
Oh, too many.
Do you know that? Do you have any number?
Well, I would have to double check, but I would say at least 12.
How many guns from Fast and Furious operation were detected crossing the border?
I do not know.
How many guns from Fast and Furious were seized at the border?
I do not know.
Why is it that an operation that big and that important and that much in the news you don't have the details of? Why is it that you, as a Secretary of Homeland Security, with one of your agents dead on the scene, did not get briefed about Fast and Furious?
I do not know.
How is that acceptable? Do you think that they withheld that information from you? Or is it your responsibility to actually find that information?
Well, I think the focus, Representative Chaffetz, is we had a dead agent, and a dead agent killed in a very rugged area of Arizona. And the number one thing that was on my mind when I went out there was to make sure that the appropriate resources were being dedicated to that investigation.
But you have guns from Fast and Furious that are found on the scene. You testify here just last week that there was no knowledge of Fast and Furious at the time, that the forensic, you went out of your way to say the forensics weren't done, and yet that's not true. That's not true.
I'm not going to comment on that. I don't know the document to which you refer. What I can say, and what I think is fairly clear from the context, is I was speaking to my knowledge at the time, and I did not know about Fast and Furious.
Did you direct, or was there any direction from your department and agency to allow the guns to go across the border that were involved in Fast and Furious?
Fast and Furious was an ATF operation.
So if your agents detected weapons going south across the border, you just let them go because it was an ATF operation?
As the two incidents you refer to, the two ICE incidents, I think reveal, is when they picked up guns and ran them or asked ATF to e-trace them, ATF came back and said, these are part of a larger operation, stand down. After the second incident in which that occurred, that matter was taken by the ASACs to the Assistant U.S. Attorney, which is common. That happens in the field. And the Assistant U.S. Attorney said that the ATF operation would take precedence.
So was it the Department of Homeland Security's policy to allow guns to go south into Mexico if they were involved in Fast and Furious? I'm looking for a yes or no.
No.
How is it that you can make a claim that the border is now more secure than ever, and yet the Obama administration purposely allows nearly 2,000 guns to be released, knowing that they're going to go to Mexico with hundreds of people killed by those weapons, 2 dead U.S. agents, and yet you don't even know if we've detected even one of those guns? In fact, on January 14th, you did detect somebody in New Mexico. There were 8 guns found. They didn't even run a trace on them, and you let those guns go into Mexico. I find that absolutely stunning. And for you to have 2 dead agents and to have never had a conversation with Eric Holder about Fast and Furious and about this area is totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable.
The chairman's time has expired.